Good afternoon. Standing here at 1944 Gary Street. Home's been on the market 7 days. It's currently listed at 220,000. Total square footage. We've got a couple different numbers. I think the main house is shown at 968, and it's got an extra building in the back with some additional square footage. Lot size is pretty big. We're at 0.23 acres. And it's a pretty cute place. It was originally built in 1935, although they've been doing some pretty good work on it. We'll do a quick run through, see what we can see. First, I always like spinning on my heels. What you can't ever catch from a laptop doing your homework from out of town. Just trying to get a feel for the neighborhood, trying to listen for dogs, see street traffic and everything else that comes through. We have a cute yard. Owner does have a couple pets out here. She's got some AstroTurf and I think some decomposed granite to make it a little easier for these little puppies out here. It looks like the siding and the roof and everything are in pretty solid shape. Also, with this larger acreage, we've got some good parking out here in front of the house and a good gate that brings you all the way back through the rear. So I do try to shoot all my videos. I want to warn you, I've got a slightly wider angle lens. It really helps that you can see a room, but sometimes it makes a room look a little bit bigger than it actually is, or sometimes it blows out lines. So like the wall lines and the door lines can look a little bit stretched. But also, so many rooms, I walk back until my back hits it, and I can't back up any farther, and a more of a zoom lens, and you just can't really see the house walk through anyhow. So owner does have 4 little dogs and a couple cats. I smell a little bit of pets, but she's actually done an outstanding job. She's got this place super clean. We've got our front living room with a pass through to the kitchen that we'll get to in a second. But first, we'll come here to our first bedroom. So we do have plenty of life in here. Plenty of stuff that's stored in most of these rooms. So it's hard to see the trim and the flooring and all of that, but it seems like everything I'm walking on is in pretty solid shape. So it does have a closet in here. The closet's currently being used as a pantry, and clearly with the freezer in here. This is a bedroom, not currently being used as a bedroom. Back to the cozy front room. And we'll keep on running. So we do have that peek through to the right. That's our door here. We'll be coming back to this door, goes to the side yard, and accesses the whole rest of the backyard. So a snug little dining room table. It's a pretty decent space for the kitchen. Got one bedroom on the right, and the last one straight ahead of us to the left. Countertops, they look awfully pretty. I think she just put some paper, like contact paper, down on the counters, so a little bit peely. Looks like it's been used, but not abused. We do have a couple things like that trim corner hasn't been finished off, but largely in pretty good shape. On the listing, they specify that the refrigerator is supposed to stay. About 50-50 refrigerators, washer, dryer, microwave stay. In this listing, that built-in microwave does in the refrigerator, but at the moment, washer, dryer, she's planning to keep with her. Back, see where we came from. That little peek through. See we got front again. And our second bedroom. This room's got carpet I can smell that it holds on a little bit more to that pet smell, but again, she's done a pretty solid job keeping this place clean. Back through the kitchen, we'll go find our last one. So from this doorway forward, it feels like an addition to the house. Sometimes our best clue is looking at a roof line outside. Right now we've got our laundry room with our hot water heater. A pretty good bathroom here. So toilet on the right, counter space, and a walk-in shower on the left, which means we don't have a bathtub anywhere on the property. Showed this property to a family with little kids, and that missing bathtub is kind of important to them. Unless looks like they did a good job with that bathroom. We've got another kind of covered, another pantry area. Get into our last bedroom. Our closet on the right. Window to the left. All right, back through the kitchen. We'll scope out the rest of this property, and there's a lot more to see. So we've got our little covered back porch. They walled in the side. They spent a lot of time outside and walling in this little back porch, helped out with wind and snow. You can see these big double gates for good access. Crumpled up paper there, I'll try to make that quieter. So good driving access all the way through to the backyard. And just kind of a massive backyard, lots and lots of space. So we've got room for 2, maybe 3 cars across. A roof, I see a couple missing shingles all the way up there. And a little bit wavy, but most of that roof is looking pretty good. It looks like fresher paint on the exterior. Most of that is looking pretty solid. As we head on back, we've got several fruit trees lined up on the right. We've got a big, really clean storage shed on to the right, an older storage shed on the left, and that big ADU, which feels a little bit like a shed conversion, but we'll walk on through and see what we can see. So this shed actually looks like some fantastic space. It is up on blocks, so about 6 inches off the ground, which is exactly what we want to see with a shed like this. A lot of good storage built in on the right. Looks like some insulation up top. We do have electricity. I haven't spotted a heat source. I'd be a little surprised at this point, but they do have some flooring down, and she said before she got the rest of the stuff to store in here, she had actually a really good woodworking space in here. So we look to the left, blossoms are just starting to come in. I heard 3 days ago what kind of fruit trees these were. I don't remember. Right now they look a lot like apple trees, but I'd have to follow up if those were important. This looks like an older built-in storage area where we do have some wood going down, touching the dirt or touching the grass. Inside, guessing a wood floor. It's hidden under carpet, so it's kind of hard to tell. There's still some pretty good space. Insulation in there. It actually feels a whole lot like a pump house but I don't think that's relevant for this property. So I think it's just some insulated space today. Still just massive space. Lots and lots of grass. The whole backyard, 95% of the backyard is fenced off. If there's animals in the backyards, I see a couple broken spots through the gate to the neighbors, but it is looking pretty good. Now this back ADU, they're advertising the square footage. Inside it looks pretty livable. Outside it sure feels like a shed. There's about 4 different spots where it looks like it is just up on blocks where you can see right underneath. So livable space. We'd have to do a little bit of homework to find out if it is or if it's just a really pretty storage shed. They do have it set up with good flooring. It's all sheetrocked. They've got a couple can lights. Just some enormous bonus space. I'm kind of bouncing up and down. The floor feels like just a storage shed up on blocks. And what I've seen, I think that's pretty close to what it is. But also smells super dry, smells super clean, and just, yeah, space and space and space. Really good view of the backyard. Run over just a little bit more to see. So on this back corner, she says it used to be a chicken coop. There hasn't been chickens here for quite some time. Just feels a bit like a garden shed at this point. But also if it's an old chicken coop, that seems to confirm a little bit more that the rest of it might have been just a temporary shed as well. A little bit of storage on the back, all the way to that back fence line. This property's got a lot of space. It does seem like she's taking very good care of it. Yeah, a couple questions about some of that square footage, especially in the back, but by and large, it's a pretty cute place. As always, you can get a hold of me anytime by voice or text, 541-539-8916. Let me know if you've got questions about this or tours for anything else in Klamath. Hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.